I had a problem with my knee when I was about 18. I had a skiing accident. Well, I fell over skiing, it wasn't really an accident. I wasn't good enough and the ski slope was better. And I've always had the potential to have a slight knee problem if the muscles around the knee got weak. So up until now, I've never really had any problems with my knee because that's how I've looked after it. I found that during COVID, because I didn't do as much exercise as I usually did, when I went back to exercising, I started having trouble with my knee and I couldn't quite make it go away. And so, as a doctor, I know quite a few things that I can do to help myself. And when I'd done all of those, I knew I needed to see someone that knew a lot more than I did. So that was why I came to see WDC. I would say that all physios are possibly trained the same. But once they have been trained, their personal interests and their motivations for learning more are very different. And so you get physios that are very good at certain types of injuries, you get physios that are very good at certain sports or certain illnesses. And I would say that it's very important to choose a physio that is good at what you need. So once you know what you need to make sure that you choose a physio that's very interested in the sort of things that are going wrong with you. Otherwise, you probably will not get the care that you need. But what I was very impressed with when I came here was the complete holistic history taking. They didn't just look at my knee, they looked at all of me. And I know that a lot of things are a pack of cards effect, and what's actually wrong is just the end result of a lot of other things being wrong, which was sort of the case in my case as well. So I was very impressed with the way I was assessed. My physio sessions were great. I would say they were led by me as to what was going on. If there was any plan to do something but I came along and something wasn't quite right, it was immediately altered to address what was going on at that point in time. They were slowly built on, so they were training me as much as they were fixing my injuries.
Yes, sure.
I thought they were all very knowledgeable, extremely professional and very, very easy to talk to. Comfortable, secure. I never felt ill at ease at any point. I felt my privacy was always being respected. Oh, they were lovely. They were always very, very welcoming. They always had a little chat. In fact, everybody has been very kind. You feel that they know you as a person and are interested in how you're progressing, and that's everybody, even if you've only seen them once. I wouldn't say I was sceptical about physio. I truly believe that stability and strength are the answer to most aches and pains, and the gateway to that is physiotherapy. So if anything, I was overly hopeful that physio would fit everything, because sometimes physio can't fix everything and you do need to go on and have some surgery or something. But I certainly arrived with the thought that it was the golden cure for me. Oh no, it's taken time, and it's still taking time. I've had a few ups and downs. The difference since I stopped coming to physio is that I know that I need to persist with the exercises, and if things go wrong, I know how to strap my knee and rest it for a while, so I can treat myself now, and when I do treat myself, I get back to where I was. And I can see, despite that I am still improving. I'm still not quite there yet, and it has taken months rather than weeks, but I am getting there. I think, unfortunately, the government have led the good people of the world to believe that all you need to do to be fit and healthy and not get cancer and be mobile and live to a good, healthy, functional age is to eat well and walk. And sadly, that is not the truth. People do need to put a certain amount of effort into their own lifestyle, and it has to be a lifestyle. It can't be an exercise program, it can't be a diet. You have to change your life, and this is how you live going forwards. So I will always be doing a certain number of these more basic exercises on a daily basis to maintain my strength as I age, because as I age, I will need to counteract that, and just living isn't going to be enough. I have always used the exercises from the Arthritis Research Council which are similar but not the same. What the difference was that technique was really highlighted to me, which I don't think the majority of people will pick up from the sheet pieces of paper that you can download off the internet. You can read what the exercise is, but if you don't do the exercise 100% correctly, you'll make yourself worse rather than better, or you'll create a new problem alongside your old problem to then have to tackle. And so having a physio lay their hands on you and say, no, your knee needs to be a bit more to the right than that when you do that exercise, it's very helpful to know how to do it properly. I love the discussions. We've talked about everything here, nothing to do with physio at all a lot of the time, but we've had some great meaningful discussions of medicine, lifestyle, the world and the universe, and it has been a lot of fun whilst having the session. Well, I think physio aside, I think what that shows is how nice it is for professionals, health professionals from different areas to spend some time together, because we can learn a lot from one another. You told me things I didn't know, I told you things you didn't know, not necessarily about my knee, but about other bits of medicine that, you know, have been useful to both of us. So it just shows you that a team is a really good thing. I would just say to somebody, you know, you've got a problem, it's not going to get better on its own. If you don't treat it properly, it may get worse. If you leave it too long, it may not be mendable. You might then have to go to surgery. I normally tell them with knees the tale that when we started sending people to physio before we sent them to surgery, half the people then didn't need surgery, and that people end up going straight to surgery because they've never bothered, or the system hasn't allowed them to have the right sort of physio first. So I think I always try and give physiotherapy a good sales pitch as to what the benefits really are for people and what the pitfalls are if they choose to ignore that step in their healthcare, really. I went on holiday and probably did some very unprepared, slightly daft things like walking 10 miles with 2 mad dogs across Scottish hillsides, so I probably expected some repercussions from that. And if I was honest, I did not do my exercises in the same way that I had been doing my exercises before I went away. I love to play tennis, but I'm sensible enough to know that when it hurts to not do it. So when I came back, I just took my brain back to the beginning of my treatment, rested it, started doing the exercises again, started at a low number of repetitions and built up, and very quickly I was back where I needed to be again. I know the journey, and I know that if I don't subscribe to the journey, I might well have a few hiccups. I know that the better I get, the more I'll get away with, and I know that I will end up not having to do all the exercises that I'm doing at the moment, but while I can still see that by doing them I'm getting better all the time, I'll keep going till I think I've plateaued.